Hello YouTube, this is the Booty Warrior, and welcome back to StarCraft Remastered. Now this game I want to show you guys a little trick. This is mutalisk micro. Let me unhotkey that real quick. Alright, now the mutalisk is one of the strongest units in the game when it comes to the mid-game phase. You use it to harass mineral lines, pick off units, and it's pretty core in Zerg versus Terran because you need to pick off the Marines and basically buy yourself time to get a third base and whatnot. But if you're inexperienced in how to control them, you're gonna notice how fucking clunky they are. You know, like they slow down a lot, there's a lot of deacceleration. And these are important terms to know for the sake of figuring out the micro here. So, if you watch any kind of professional Zerg players, you'll notice that they always try to keep their mutas moving over and over. You know, they're spam clicking. And they're not just doing that for no reason, they're not just doing it because they want to inflate their APM or whatever. It actually helps you control them a lot smoother, because they slow down once they reach their destination, right? And that's not good. Especially when you're using them to harass in the enemy base, you need to make sure they don't fucking die for no reason. Now smooth these guys over. Now the other trick we need to learn is mutastacking. This is also common, and very core to knowing how to control them properly. So, on their own, you can see it right now. The mutalisk moves in this formation. However, when you hotkey an Overlord, watch how they stack. And this is a very easy, simple way to make your mutalisk stack, and you just keep moving them around, and they keep bunching up closer and closer and closer. The only thing with that strategy is you have to make sure you know where the Overlord is, so he's not running off to his death or whatever. However, you know, there are some people that like to block units inside, like, static defense, in this case, or you could get some Zerglings blocking up a Zergling behind the mineral patch, and then you hotkey the Zergling, and it pretty much does the same trick. However, there is something else you can do to make them stack, and I want to show that real quick. Now, I actually didn't know this before. If you hotkey a burrowed unit, they still stack. And they can still attack and do all the wonderful things. Alright, and now we're going to be showing you how to control these properly. Actually, this is a good example of how you would want to use the mutalisk. Now, here's how you don't want to control them. So, I'm going to do this. Watch how they deaccelerate. You can see it right there. As they're approaching. And you don't want that. And on top of that, they're, like, kind of lagging a bit. Now, watch what I'm gonna do now. Notice they kind of did a moving shoot kind of thing. See how smooth and how powerful that is? This is what you want to do as Zerg in order to easily win. Now, how am I doing this exactly? You will notice that once I am attacking a unit, if the mutalisk is facing the direction it's going to attack from, it will not deaccelerate as bad, if you keep them moving. Let me just try to do this properly. See how they were facing the Marine in the exact kind of formation they want, or the direction they want? That's how you do the moving shoot trick. So here I'm going to go again. And the other thing is you want to make sure you're moving in front of the mutas, not behind them. Because notice when you do it behind, well, sometimes they will slow down if you try to do it behind them. I suppose it also depends on whether or not you have them facing the right direction. Now let's actually move up here and try to pick off the Marines. Because this is exactly how you would want to play against Terran anyways. And, you know, it takes a lot of practice to get this right. You're going to fuck it up a lot. See, he's not facing the direction of the medic he wants. So he doesn't do it properly. But now that he is, he's kinda... it's smoother. I might have to slow this down so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so watch this. Alright, I'm moving up and then I A-move. See how they slow down? Now, when I'm facing the proper direction, it's much faster. And now we're going to move up here, and we're going to be using the mutas to save our base so we don't die. In fact, let me move all my shit out of here. Alright, now we're going to micro against these Marines. And the thing about the Marines is you want to bait their bad pathfinding. That's how pro players pick off Marines properly. And the trick about stacking your mutas is when you have them stacked like this, that means they're harder to focus. It's harder to kill individual mutas, because they're on top of each other and whatnot. Now I'm going to move up here. You can right-click them, or in some cases, you can actually use hold position micro, so watch this. Does the exact same thing. Now I'm moving again. I'm just going to try to keep doing this properly. And there you go. I think that's all of them, yeah. Notice that in that entire engagement, we didn't lose a single muta as a result of controlling them properly. And again, this is something that comes with practice. You're going to mess it up a lot. I recommend doing it in a custom game like I am now, against like a bot, maybe with cheat codes, because the main thing isn't so much that you keep them alive in the case of customs. It's more important that you just know how to do the moving shoot. But, you know, you don't have to use cheat codes if you want to see how long you can keep your mutas alive as you're microing them. Now, this is just micro that you would use in the case of Zerg versus Terran. I wouldn't really know how to micro against Scourge, other than the Chinese triangle. But I might show that in another video. This is just a ZBT specific kind of thing I wanted to show you guys. It can be useful against Protoss too, and it's pretty good against Zerg before they get the Scourge out, because then you can harass their bases and whatnot. Now moving up. I did lose a muta there, and that's unfortunate, but it happens. And there's a few different ways you can use the moving shoot. You can use patrol micro, which actually does defeat some of the scripting of the unit in some cases. When it comes to harassing a mineral line, you might want to just A-move like that, or you can hold position. However, you saw it right there. If you hold a position against the SCVs, but there's an attacking unit nearby, the mutas will glitch, because they're trying to find the enemy units that are shooting your mutas. But when they're on their own, without attacking units, they move normally. And really, most of the time, you want to use attack move micro, honestly. The only real benefit of hold position is that it lets you control the range, get a feel for the range of the muta a little bit better. And you'll see, we only got like 11 mutas, give or take, but we got so much value. I mean, obviously the computer isn't really controlling anything properly. And again, moving and shooting in the same direction they would attack from. So you gotta figure out how the sprite adapts as it attacks, and how it moves and whatnot. I can do it over and over. And you know, sometimes it will fuck up, sometimes it won't work properly. And that's just kind of a thing with Brood War in general. Now I'm gonna keep doing this until the command center dies, because it's low enough anyways. By the way, excuse me, I am a little bit sick this week, so that's why I sound a little bit weird. Now, let me micro against this turret real quick. You can use the stacking trick like that. It's not as useful. And yeah, as you can see, sometimes the muta will slow down for no real reason. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well show this trick. The Bermuda Triangle. Well, the Chinese Triangle. God damn it. This is something you only see in Zerg vs. Zerg, and it's pretty tricky. So there was a Chinese player, I don't remember his name, but a professional Chinese Zerg figured out this trick where you can fuck up the AI of the Scourge and make them glitch when they're chasing your mutas. So watch this. You're going to move towards the Scourge and then straight up to make a triangle, and then it makes them glitch. See, like, watch. See how it slows down? And they went in the opposite direction, as you saw there. It's fucking weird, isn't it? And this is a lot harder to pull off than the regular muta micro. Here, I'll just try to do it one more time for the sake of the video. There you go. And that's it for muta tips with Booty. Hopefully you guys learned a couple things, and you can control your mutas a little bit better. This will increase your win rate. You can get this properly. And yeah, just wanted to cover that, because I know for a lot of inexperienced Brood War Zerg players, it's a little bit hard to understand. So I was just trying to simplify it. And alright, I'll see you guys next time.